Oh my god, did that actually just happen? Hello there, adventurers. I'm Sarah, one half of Merely NPCs, and if you're joining me here today, it's because you're looking for ways to create those moments in your Dungeons & Dragons sessions that leave your players talking about for weeks, even months afterwards. You know the moments I'm talking about, the ones that the group chat keeps making memes of, or those instances that have become this ongoing joke for the entire campaign. And before I get started, be sure and like and subscribe so you don't miss the latest updates from our channel. I'd like to preface this that using these tactics in your sessions will encourage your players to investigate, ask questions, and linger in gameplay. Therefore, if you feel like you're exploring an important arc right now, or you're deep into some character's backstory, I advise you to hesitate on applying all of these until you've reached a point that will allow for more flexibility and downtime. Which brings me to tip number 1. Slow down! Slow your roll, partner! Often DMs feel an urgency to push their players from one encounter to the next, and in doing so, take away from them this precious downtime that makes for great memorable role-playing. Just finished a 3-session crawl through an evil wizard's tower? Reassure your players that it's okay for them to stay for the night. And keep your promise! A wizard's tower is full of magical items, valuables, neat features, and maybe enchantments they've never seen before. They fought hard and won. Now give them a beat to relax, explore, and enjoy their spoils. Tip number 2, superb settings. If you, the DM, ask your party right now where they could buy a magic item in a town they visited 10 sessions ago, what would they say? Would they even know of one or remember the name of the one they'd already visited? If not, listen up. It is up to you as the DM to create a rich and vibrant world for your party to explore. You can do this by announcing surprising elements when your party is visiting new places. This allows them to easily recall them later and is one of the best ways to create those memorable moments. Here's an example. Your party has just returned from clearing out a mineshaft swarming with gnolls, and they are presented with a new town and looking for an inn to stay for the night. Now you, the DM, have 2 options. Default to insert generic tavern here, or describe an establishment that is unlike anything they've ever seen before. Making the setting as distinct as possible sparks your players to sit up and pay attention. Spend some time building up short lists of unique inns, magic shops, and churches that you can have on hand and drop in at any town your party visits. Give them cool names and features that make them easily distinguishable from all the others. Don't get me wrong, you don't need to spend hours intricately brainstorming these places. Add 1 or 2 surprising or unique features, and voila! You've created a place the party will forever remember. Now, if you're using a module, I suggest sticking as close to the descriptions as they give you, because they're often relevant to overall story. But feel free to sprinkle in your own little bits of creativity when and where you can. Some examples of small but mighty descriptions could be: the head server at this particular tavern is notoriously clumsy, and the floor is sticky from the spilled ale. Even better if they spill it on your most combative player while they're visiting. Does the tavern have music? If so, what kind? Is it a full band, a single bard, or magically enchanted instruments? Describe the trays of food being brought out from the kitchen. Is it a higher end establishment with a pricier menu? Maybe there's a cover charge just to get in. What if the tavern is run entirely by goblins? What if the chairs are covered in dragon skin? That's surely going to instigate some questions, right? The sky's the limit with how you can add these little bits of fantastical descriptions to make each and every setting stand out and be remembered. Tip number 3, Subvert Tropes. A creature with gray scales covering its body rushes towards your party. They bear their 3-inch long fangs dripping with red viscous liquid. No doubt leftovers from a previous victim, right? But as they approach the party, they're shocked to see they're no more than a foot tall. And they look up to them and hold out a bag of fresh cherries. Would you like one, sir? They ask. See what I did there? The players' expectations of a giant looming creature were subverted. And certainly more than a few had their dice at the ready for initiative. But the players were left going, oh my god, what just happened? Tip number 4, give me 5 senses. DMs are many things, but primarily their most important job is storytelling. And the best storytellers out there use all 5 senses when describing something. Countless studies have shown that the sense of smell is linked to the deepest memories in our brain. And yet this sense seems to be the most underutilized in any campaign. It feels like unless your party is privileged to have a familiar or a shifter with higher perceptions in smell, they're tragically missing out on so much of this information. Got a new monster you homebrewed and can't wait to throw it at them next time? Add how they smell and sound along with their appearance to their stat sheet. Have an NPC approach them in the alleyway, and instead of hearing the footsteps, maybe they feel the air change due to the wing beats. A graveyard is certainly quiet, but how does it feel? Is it cold and damp or unnaturally warm, as if a powerful energy source is hidden beneath the gravestones? I challenge you the next time your party arrives at a new place, give them a small little detail to notice besides just what they can see. Tip number 5, dungeons and dynamic. Just like in real life, every morning your player's characters should wake up to news, developments that occurred overnight, or events that will soon occur. And since Facebook and the like weren't around in the Middle Ages, post flyers inside the walls of the tavern or on the outside of buildings. Maybe there's a town crier that shouts out top headlines just outside their inn window. What if the wizard's cat is a gossip and fills in the party with the juiciest secrets? Your fantasy world and those that inhabit it are evolving. Types of weather moves in, seasons change, landscape shift from farmers' fields to dense forests to blackened valleys and lava rivers. Cities form and sometimes are abandoned. Kingdoms declare wars and peace treaties. Royal weddings draw large crowds, and probably thieves. Keeping fresh information flowing about the local region adds a depth and richness to your games, and when your players feel like they're a part of the world, they'll remember those moments most. These are just a few ways that I've seen great DMs set up moments that stick with their players long after the session ends. But remember, it's your player's game, and ultimately you should take notes of what they've latched onto and determine how to incorporate their interests into future games. I hope you found this video useful, and be sure and like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the latest updates. Now get out there, roll some dice, tell some stories, and we'll see you next time.